What is up, guys? Raziel back again, and today I'm going to talk about Eureka. I know I already had a video earlier about a quick guide to Eureka, but this is going to be a little different. This is going to be, now that I've reached level 20 and gotten a few relic weapons, the ultimate question: is Eureka too grindy? Is it good content? Is it bad content? In this video, I'll fucking talk about it. Let's go.
I am Raziel.
Okay, so Eureka, what a wonderful, wonderful place, right? One of the first things I've seen, Eureka has gotten quite a lot of hate on the forums, the Square Enix forums, the Final Fantasy XIV Reddit, subreddits, and that kind of thing, as being too grindy, as being, as bad as Diadem 3.0 from Final Fantasy XI. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. It was grindy as balls. But I'm going to go ahead and say that right out of the gate, that is not the case. Yes, Eureka is grindy. Is it anywhere near as grindy as Diadem 3.0? Fuck no. If you aren't quite sure what Eureka is, it's the new content release in 4.25. It's a new island you go to. You have elemental levels that you go up all the way up to 20, and essentially it's a good way to get gear if you're under geared. In my opinion, getting gear for sub jobs and things like that. Secondary classes, or even if your main job, if you're kind of new and you don't have lots of gear yet. It's definitely an efficient and effective way of getting gear for your job, and the gear you get is much better than the standard creation tome gear. In some cases, some pieces of gear, depending on the class, are simming better because they have 5 materia slots at their final version than even the 260 Mendacity gear. Now, it's not going to be better than Savage gear, 270, 275, things like that. But overall, it's not bad gear once you get it completely maxed out. Now, where the initial thoughts come from of it being, especially grindy, come from the notion that people thought right out of the gate, you make a group, you fight monsters, chain pull monsters, and yes, that is very grindy and very, very, very slow. But as the content has been out for 2 weeks about. It really isn't. The American servers, anyway, have definitely not done that. They start a notorious monster train, or a fate train, if you will, where they run from fate to fate and spawn the notorious monsters, and you get experience really quickly that way. You get crystals really quickly that way. You level up relatively quickly. Like I said, I've been playing 2 weeks. I haven't been playing an insane amount of time. I would say, I've been playing when I have nothing to do that day. Yeah, I'd have a 5, 6, maybe 7 hour session. I was just playing, but that isn't the norm. I'm normally playing anywhere between 2 and 4 hours a day. After work and after I get some things done, spend some time with the woman, all that kind of shit. And like I said, I was able to get to level 20. I was able to get complete all the quests that you get up to this point. I was able to completely complete the relic weapon for my Dark Knight, for my Paladin, almost complete on my Samurai, and I got a full gear set that I am not even using most of the pieces. I just got it to get it for my Dark Knight. I got a couple pieces for my Paladin and a handful of pieces, I think 4 pieces for my Samurai as well, completely maxed out pieces. So people are saying this is super grindy and it's going to take forever, are just being whiny little bitches and haven't really paid attention. Even if you can only play an hour or 2 a day, or even if you can only play like 5, 6 hours a week, yeah, it'll take you a lot longer, but it's very mindless. So you can get it done. You can get it done, and it's. Now, I'm going to go into the next thing that a lot of people are talking about. Is it good content? Yes and no. Is it engaging, new, exciting content? Absolutely not. Is it shitty, garbage content with no thought process? Absolutely not. The areas and the island itself are gorgeous. The story that's there is interesting. yeah, you are just essentially, you know, fate train grinding, like in the old days of A Realm Reborn when you'd want to level up a sub job and you were already done with the main story, you ground fates. You just went from fate to fate to fate. But this doesn't even seem as bad as that was back then. I mean, the monsters, yeah, there's nothing super new other than a few of the boss monsters, but the, you know, the monsters are reskins for the most part, but it's something you can do if you just want to relax, you know, have a drink and a smoke or whatever else, you know, do that line of cocaine off that hooker's ass you've always been planning to do. You can do all that and just relax and play. Even if you're a super low level, you can join right onto the train at level 1 if you want to, follow around. You can't really contribute for shit, but if you're in a group that is contributing, you're going to get full XP. And you can level up very quickly, and then once you can start, you know, spawning the bigger bosses, you can get some rare items. So overall, it's not the best content in the world. I am excited to see what Square's going to do with it moving forward as far as the relic weapon, you know, progression continues on. I'm interested to see if they'll continue letting you upgrade your armor, or if it's going to be weapon only at that point. I personally kind of hope it's weapon only. I like armor to come from different places. However, I would be interested in the armor if, you know, it's more than just a dyeable version of the old armor. And I really hope, I can't imagine why they wouldn't do this, but I'm pretty sure that the next upgrade to the relic weapons themselves will be more substantial in how they look, more unique in their appearance. But I digress. What are my problems? I have a few problems with Eureka. They're nothing huge. First and foremost, man, Square needs to fucking make it so you can turn in the treasure chests you get from the notorious monster hunts and the shard crystal exchange. It needs to be able to be done in bulk, because spamming a fucking controller or 0 on your numpad to get through all those for 20 minutes after every run is a pain in the ass. It's monotonous, and it's fucking stupid that was overlooked in the first place. So those people saying I'm a Final Fantasy fanboy, see, I can still be critical of the game. Fucking chodes. Anyway, another thing I think they can improve a problem, because right now one of the big things is now that people are starting to hit level 20, I'm wondering how long it's going to take before the trains kind of stop, and everyone's only looking for Pazuzu, because if you don't know, to get your final version of your relic weapon, you have to kill Pazuzu, and you have to get gold on the fate to get the 3 Pazuzu feathers, which you then turn in to create the sword, or whatever weapon you're using. So there's a lot of people that go into instances. Is Pazuzu up? He's not. They leave, and instances then get pretty empty. Luckily, the fate scale to how many people is in the actual dungeon, so you're not gonna, you know, suffer too much. But it does get annoying. I'll admit I've been guilty of that, bouncing back and forth trying to find Pazuzu. Generally, though, what I'll do is I'll join in, and if Pazuzu has a window where he'll be in an hour or hour and a half, I'll stay in and grind more shards to get more gear and items for my other classes. But yeah, I'm curious to see how that's going to turn out. I think it was a mistake for Square to make the final item that you need, or a drop off of, you know, a boss that you really can't even get credit and get, like, you get credit and experience, but you can't get the item that drops until you're level 19 off of him. Anyway, I'm interested to see how that turns out. And I think that should be fixed to where maybe all the fates give a chance to drop Pazuzu feathers, or change that you don't need Pazuzu feathers, or make Pazuzu spawn more often so he's not only there in a certain small window. I don't know what the solution would be, but I'm sure Square's on it. I'm sure they'll figure something out, and then won't let, you know, their new content die off so easily. But anyway, guys, so overall I think that Eureka it's interesting. It's nothing, you know, to write home about, but it's definitely something to keep you occupied, you know, in between some content lulls, and to get your relic weapons, and to, like I said, gear up other jobs faster than you can with creation tomes and with better items, and to, you know, also help you learn different classes. I think the elemental system that's in it is pretty cool. It's pretty fantastic, though I wish there were ways to get more Magicite. I wish every Magicite element would cap at 5, but you could find a way to get more so that, you know, you could have like 5 on defense as a tank and maybe 1 or 2 on the attack. You know, something like that. I think that would be interesting and fun. You know, hidden magicite around the island to find would be really cool. To, you know, spice up the elemental wheel a little bit. But other than that, I mean, I think it's pretty good. I didn't have like amazingly huge expectations from it, so I wasn't disappointed. Do I think Square could do a little better? Yeah, and I think they're going to. But overall, it's not bad. It's perfectly fine. It's mediocre, maybe slightly above mediocre content. But like I said, in this game, you've always got so much to do. You can level other jobs, crafting classes, you know, work the auction house. There's still all the Savage content. I still have to do the Savage content. This expansion, I haven't really delved into it, but I'm going to start soon with my free company, which, you know, I know I've kind of been blasting it out there, plugging myself, but if you don't know, I moved from PC. I'll still jump on PC every once in a while, but I play primarily on PS4 now, on PS4 Pro on a 4K TV. The game looks gorgeous. This footage here is actually on the PS4 Pro, and I use a keyboard and mouse there too, which is leading into what my next video is going to be about, which is if you're interested in going into, you know, playing on PS4, I've got some good tips and tricks to get you over. If you're making transition from PC, how to make it so you're practically like playing on PC. The thing I like about the PS4 is it's so easy to get into parties, chat groups, and like I said, I'm part of a community that plays multiple games in the PS4, and if that's something you're interested in, the end of every description of my videos, I'm putting in how to get in contact. If you're interested in playing with me and my community, you're more than welcome to apply to come in and have some fun. You know, play with Razio, give me some shit. We have a lot of good guys there. So I'll leave that information in the description if that's something that piques your fancy. Right now it's PS4 only. If you're on PC, eventually we'll probably add something like that. But right now it's PS4 only. So if you're looking for a community, which by the way, BlackList is the only community on the Band app right now, which Band has thousands and thousands of people in different communities. We're the only community that spans multiple games. It isn't just dedicated to one game. But if all you want to do is play Final Fantasy XIV, you're not interested in any other of the PS4 games, that's completely fine. This can be your game. No big deal. No pressure to play anything else. But anyway, enough plugging. You know, I just thought it'd be the last time I just plug it. Just keep in mind that it'll be in all of the descriptions if you're something you're interested in joining. But other than that, guys, that's what I think of Eureka, and I think it's. Tell me what you think. How do you like the content if you've done it? Are you level 20 yet? Do you have your relic weapon yet? Do you think it's a big sack of fucking steaming shit? Let me know. Do you have any ideas that can make it better? If you do think it's shit, I'd like to hear them. And as always, guys, keep it real and go fuck yourself.